Hey, what's up, everyone? So I didn't trade today. I was off the desk actually. I was at the desk for a little bit this morning. I decided I had some other more important things that I needed to get done, and today would have been a perfect day for it. I just wasn't up for trading the volatility. I had a nice little win in the overnight session last night, in the Asian session actually, so there was actually no need for me to trade this morning. In hindsight, I could have caught a short and did this and did that, or tried picking the bottom, or you know, so many things, but honestly it wasn't for me today, and it worked out perfect because I got some other things I wanted to get done, and I'm done, so I don't got to think about that this weekend. But let's just have a look at the charts when I got to the desk in the morning and go from there. So getting to the desk, I was paying attention to what happened in these yesterday in the end of the New York session. There we had this final push up, caught some nice longs, and boom, look at that. That is just wild. Tariff news comes in. I guess nobody was expecting Trump to tariff 180 countries all simultaneously, and we're expecting the numbers to come in lower. So I think I saw something on Twitter where Trump was holding up a bulletin board that had every country listed, what they charge U.S. in tariffs, and then what the reciprocal tariffs would be from the U.S. side. And I think the top of the list was China, and it was 38% or something crazy. But yeah, so clearly sent the market spiraling down. And then into the overnight session, we'll have a look at the trade that I took. I ended up catching along basically up to the highest session, and that was it. And then yes, looking at it, you get to the desk and you see this massive move down. We got a lower low now. We've taken out everything else from the previous week. We're in bear territory for sure. And they also talked about a limit breaker, or the circuit breaker happening today, the limit, which is, I believe, 7%. You get a 7% move in either direction, there'll be a circuit breaker, and they'll basically halt the indices. So that was top of people's minds, and on mine too. And like I said, that was another reason I chose not to trade today. But I would be looking at the market. Let's just get into the one trade I took yesterday, and then we'll come back actually and go over today. So yesterday, I took this trade. I was sitting at the desk doing some work, just catching up on some stuff, and I'm watching price kind of, it makes this low here into market open, or this is the overnight session. We set this low off right away. Price pushes up, it finds some support at the start of day VWAP. We get below it again, but here, the sellers don't have firm control. They can't get back down to these lows. So I'm thinking, with such a big move down and having this gap fill here, I'm like, what are the chances the gap's going to fill? So I decided to, in my new top one 50K funded account, to take a position. And you know what? I wanted to take a trade, and I saw that there was some value in here. And after this big slide down, there had to be some movement, or at least something holding up the market overnight, just to kind of prop it up, because we had such a big move down, and people are going to be buying down here. It's just, the price is so damn cheap, you'd think, right? So anyways, I'm watching Bookmap. There's a large order floating down here at 5,500. This order comes off as we push back into the start of day VWAP. We get above it, we pull back down to it, and we get a clean push off it again. I'm going to look for an entry here. I like this break and retest. I think the buyers are going to step in. And the buyer stepped in. So I'm in 5 micros. We get up to this first push higher. I'm going to take profits aggressively. This could do anything. It's overnight session. This could go like this for the whole session, which it normally does. So first push up here, I take 3 of 5 off right away. Price pulls back a bit. I'm watching Bookmap really aggressively right now, and I'm watching the buyer stepping back in. Price pushes up again. I take 1 more off here. I got 1 on now. My stop's locked at break even, so I'm up. I believe it was 300 and something on the trade. I'm going to ride this out for a bit. I got some work to do at the desk, and I'm going to leave this trade on and see what happens. And I throw a high day VWAP on here. We get above it again. I feel comfortable. I end up pulling my stop up to here. And as you can see, we get a push higher, and it chops around. I have dinner, hang out, put Miles down for bed. And I get back to the trade, and, I'm looking for 55.80. That's the gap fill. That's what I'm looking for. That's my goal on this last micro. Let's see if the gap fills. And yeah, and it just chops around here. And it's like the trade that would never die. And then eventually I'm going to bed. I'm done. I'm not going to wait for it to come back down here and stop me out. I'm just going to take profits. Took profits, closed it. 635 up. Yeah. Second trade in that account. I think I'm up like $800, $775 or something. So I'm happy with it. I'm good. And yeah, you know, this catching this trade yesterday in the overnight was another thing that just led me to not want to trade today. And then coming and looking at the chart today, even though I didn't trade, let's just have a quick peek at the chart and get to see this action that everybody hopefully was short on. I would imagine there's a few people that tried the longs, but you know, it is what it is, right? And yeah, so here's today's New York session. Price opens, briefly gets above the New York VWAP, pulls down, tries to get up to it again, rejects off it. I know that Austin and a few of the people on stream took shorts here. And look at that. We get a little hold of the opening range low. Bam. Down again, down again. I think Austin trailed his one down all the way. He had a crazy run on his runner. He took most of it off, I think, here somewhere. And yeah, and look, and you would have just, right, have a high low day VWAP on here. You would have had a break here again. Another leg down. Now these two bars here would lead me to believe that buyers are trying to step in. You get these two big bullish bars. They tried here. We got a leg down, but I'd start to get nervous now that now we're making new lows. How much further is this going to want to slide? And what happened? The buyers end up stepping back in. I would imagine a bunch of people were short. They got stopped out. And then people tried to probably get short again here. If they didn't take profits, they were going to get stopped out. And then people probably tried to go long here, thinking that this is going to break now back up into the opening range low. We're going to get a push higher, something like that. And what does it do? It basically just stops you right out. Chops around and just pulls back down. Chops around the New York VWAP a little bit again, and boom. And I think this one right here would be another nice little entry, right? Because you get this test of the New York VWAP, pulls down, pops right back up to it, and then rejects off it. Beautifully. Down, take profits here. Same thing again. Price just holds the initial balance low, and then look at this. Boom, another leg down. So you could have gotten, what is that? Almost 100-point move all the way down, which is pretty wild. But there's 1, 2, I like this one, 3, 4 nice shorts, I think. Clean trades in there. But anyways, I didn't take any of them. I don't have any FOMO. I didn't miss on them. I'm good. And yeah, so my calendar looks a little different, but let's just have a quick peek at it. Yeah, so this was they added my Asian session trade to my Wednesday total. It was, the one trade. I think it was 635 I was up. So anyways, I'm up on the week, $917. I'm up in both accounts, the 100K funded and the 50K funded account. So looking forward to tomorrow. Let's just finish the week strong and